Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the discriminant. So the discriminant is part of our quadratic formula. Just a quick reminder of what is the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is this formula: x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is our quadratic formula, and this is a fantastic way of solving quadratic equations because the quadratic formula never fails us. It always tells us what the solutions are, or if there's no solutions, or tell us what the one solution is if there's one solution, and it never ever fails. Unfortunately, factoring, sometimes we can't always factor every quadratic, and therefore solving by factoring doesn't work in every situation. But regardless, so b squared minus 4ac is this part of our quadratic equation right here, the part that's in our square root. And the thing is that sometimes square root signs are undefined, right? For example, if we have a negative number in our square root, then we can't solve it. If we have a 0 under our square root, there's only one answer, which is 0, right? Square root of 0 is 0. And if we have something positive, like 25, for example, then we have two possibilities. We have 5 or we have negative 5. So there's two possible answers there. And this idea can be expanded, right? Let's say you're asked to figure out how many solutions there are for a quadratic equation, but you're not actually asked to find those solutions. In this case, all you need to do is to find out what b squared minus 4ac is, because in every situation, if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, meaning it's positive, there's two solutions, right? Because that means whatever is under our square root sign, it's valid, and there must be a positive version and a negative version. So that's two different solutions, right? Positive 5 and negative 5, they are not the same number. They're two different numbers. Now, let's say it's equal to 0, then there's one solution. Because if it's equal to 0, plus 0 and minus 0, those are the same number. It's all just 0. So therefore, it only has one solution, right? If we have a square root that is 0. And then if it's less than 0 under our square root sign, that means it's a negative number, and negative numbers under a square root sign do not have any real solutions. So that means there are no solutions. Okay, so let's do some examples here. This is pretty straightforward, which is kind of nice. How many solutions do each of the following quadratic equations have? So just a reminder, to find out a, b, and c, a is the coefficient of our x squared, so negative 4 in this case. B is the coefficient of our x, and c is the coefficient, is the constant at the end. Now let's say that, this equation didn't have an a, b, and a c. Whatever's missing, we just put as 0, right? If this equation was just negative 4x squared plus 12x equals 0 and nothing else, we just say, oh, well, c must be 0 then. There is none. Just like for any other equation. The only thing that can't be 0 is a, because then we'd have a 0 in our denominator overall, right, for our quadratic formula, and that doesn't work either. But luckily, if a is 0, right, if we have no coefficient for x squared, then it's not really a quadratic, is it? Right? So we can be confident that this method works and is reliable for all quadratics. Okay, so let's get to it. So b squared, which is 12 squared, minus 4, negative 4, negative 9. So let's see, 12 squared is 144. So 144, and then we have negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 9, which is minus 144, which is 0. So therefore, there is one solution. Now, 0, just to be clear, 0 is not the one solution. The fact that we got a 0 for our b squared minus 4at, that tells us that there is one solution. We didn't actually find that solution, we just found out that there is one. But that's okay, because the question didn't say find the solutions, it said how many solutions are there. So when you're asked to actually find the solutions, then doing this would not be good enough. However, when you're asked how many solutions, going through this process and writing a one-sentence conclusion statement, depending on which answer you got, that is enough for this question. Okay, let's try B and C as well. So for B, A would be 4, B would be negative 13, and C would be 2. So therefore, for b squared minus 4ac, we have negative 13 squared minus 4, 4, 2, which is 169 minus 32. I'm actually not sure what that is, but I'm sure it is positive, that's for sure. So the answer will be two solutions. So 137, which is greater than 0, right? 137 definitely greater than 0. So therefore, there are two solutions. Now, again, 137 is not one of those two solutions, right? But with the 137, the fact that it's greater than 0, that's what tells us that there are two solutions. So definitely don't write in conclusion, oh, the solution is 137. No, it's the discriminant is greater than 0, therefore there must be two solutions, but we don't know what they are just from this. Okay, let's try number 3. We've done one solution, two solutions. Let's see if this one's 0 solutions. I'm not sure. We'll find out. A equals 8, B equals negative 6, and C equals 10. So B squared minus 4AC is equal to negative 6 squared minus 4AC. Okay, yeah, this looks like it will be no solutions, because here we get 36, and then minus 8 times 10, which is 80, times negative 4, which is 320. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty big number there. So 36 minus 320 is certainly in the negatives. This is negative 284, which is certainly less than 0. So therefore, there are no solutions. There are no solutions. And we're done. Good. All right, so that's just some of the basics of the discriminant. This rule right here is very important. I strongly suggest writing this down and keeping it for your reference, because whenever you're asked how many solutions are there, or even a question like, are there two solutions, yes or no? Is there one solution? Are there no solutions? This comes in handy to figure that out fairly quickly. And by the way, there's no possible way to have any different numbers of solutions. When it comes to quadratics or degree 2 polynomials, the maximum number of solutions we can have is 2. So it's either 2, 1, or 0. So whenever you see something like, oh, are there 3 solutions? Well, if it's a quadratic, automatically no, that can't be right. Or 4 solutions, no. Again, not possible. It's only possible for 2, 1, or none. Okay. Well, that's it. That's it for today. In terms of some homework to complete, please go and complete this homework from the Nelson textbook. This actually is from this day and last day as well, this homework right here. This has to do with the quadratic formula and using it to actually solve the equations in full, and also using the discriminant to find the number of equations. Next time we will talk about some factoring and also some graphing using the factored form. And then we'll talk about linear quadratic systems, but we're almost there. All right, everyone. Well, that's it for today. Bye.